Okay, let's get started. I have a few visual aids. I had to print them out. Hopefully you can see them okay. I will also upload PDF copies of them with my speech. Okay, let's get started. The standard American diet, commonly abbreviated as SAD, which to me is a pretty interesting coincidence. It's a modern pattern of eating characterized by highly processed, prepackaged foods, red meat, high-fat dairy products, refined grains like wheat and corn, but they come in the form of things like Funyuns and Doritos. An article in the Washington Post has quoted former Surgeon General C. Everett Koop as saying that 70% of all Americans are dying from diseases that are directly tied to their eating habits. And unfortunately, that's not the worst of it. When it comes to climate change, another crisis facing this generation, our diet is public enemy number one. In an attempt to meet the demands of American meat and dairy consumption, animal agriculture has become the leading culprit in greenhouse gas emissions. A report from the United Nations stated that raising animals for food generates more greenhouse gases than all the cars and trucks in the world combined. But there is a way we can hit both of these issues with one stone. Did you know that adopting a vegetarian diet is the most important step an individual can take to reduce global warming? In addition, a vegetarian diet lowers your risk of chronic diseases like type 2 diabetes, obesity, and even Alzheimer's. So this subject it's a little personal for me. I've been a vegetarian for over 20 years now. It's actually been 24 years. And I think it was when I was about 10 years old that after lots of fights with my parents, after I had made the connection that the lamb chops on my plate were once a baby sheep, I was not going to eat them. Anyway, my parents finally gave in and just let me stop eating meat. So I was a vegetarian before I really knew what it was. But it wasn't until years later that I learned of all the other reasons to leave animals off my plate. Okay, so adopting a vegetarian diet is both good for your health and good for the planet. Today I will cover the problem that the standard American diet is both killing us and our planet, the solution, a diet based on plants can save us and our planet, the benefits, how good it will feel to know that your choice to be a vegetarian can change the future of our planet as well as do amazing things for your health. So first I want to take into account for the impact our appetite for consuming meat is having on the environment. So one issue is manure or wastewater containing manure severely harms river and stream ecosystems. Farm animals produce 130 times more excrement than the entire population of the United States. And the problem is that unlike our cities, these factory farms don't have any kind of sewage treatment or water treatment. So this untreated sewage is basically just put out into the environment and it's absorbed into our water systems. Topsoil pollutes our air. There are places in the country where the stench of animal agriculture, like hog farms, is so horrible people can't even live there. So it's absolutely just out of control. Furthermore, according to an article from climatenexus.org, an average American's beef consumption creates 1,984 pounds of CO2 annually. And if we could replace that beef with plants, it would reduce that figure 96%, bringing it down to just 73 pounds of CO2 annually. Okay, And then perhaps you've heard something about depleted fish populations. According to the American Institute of Biological Sciences, rapid declines threaten many marine fish due to overfishing. And data has shown that 230 populations reveal a median reduction of 83%. So basically, commercial fishing has just wiped out all the oceans. And it's completely unnecessary. There's no reason for us to eat fish other than that we want to. Okay. Next, I'd like to talk about the issues on our health. Like I mentioned earlier, the standard American diet is definitely killing us. It is predicted that today's children will die before their parents solely because of what they eat and the lack of physical exercise. Studies have shown that vegetarians are less likely to have hypertension and type 2 diabetes than those who eat meat. They can also have lower body mass index, lower rates of cancer, obesity, and other chronic conditions. And so that's in addition to feeling better, having better energy. So now that we've talked about what comes with having meat at the dinner table, let's move on to the solution. With a little effort, it's easy to find meat alternatives for every meal. Plant-based meat alternatives have become mainstream and can be found at all sorts of supermarkets, even Winco, Walmart, they're everywhere. And even fast food chains have incorporated more plant-based options. For example, at Burger King, you can now order an Impossible Veggie Burger. And this burger could have fooled me that it wasn't actually meat. It almost was just too much like meat. And then it doesn't have to be a cold turkey switch. Start with just one meal per day or one day a week without meat. And to me, it sounds a lot easier than riding your bike to work or going out and buying a Prius, if you care to do something about the environment. So now that we know what the problem is and how we can solve it, let's picture how it will feel to realize it. Imagine how it would feel to know that you're doing something about climate change and our environment just with what you order at a restaurant. You'll be able to tell your children and grandchildren that you made the decision to be vegetarian so that they may have a safer, more sustainable planet. Lose weight, live longer, healthier life without things like type 2 diabetes and heart disease. People who follow a vegetarian diet eat more fruits and vegetables, which contain phytochemicals, and these phytochemicals help us detox naturally, which can make us feel better and look better too. And lastly, sadly, each day 22 million animals are slaughtered to support the American appetite for meat. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to finish a delicious meal knowing that no animals have suffered in the making. So I could go on about this, but that's all the time we have, so let's review. A vegetarian way of life can help save our planet from environmental destruction and save you from the consequences that come with the standard American diet. Today we covered the problem of poor health and the consequences that come and the environmental impact from eating a diet high in animal products, the solution to adopt a vegetarian diet, and the benefits you and your future generations will see from taking this action. So the next time you're about to order a cheeseburger, I sincerely hope you will think about the actual cost, not just the price on the menu, but the debt to the planet and to your health that will eventually come around to be collected. Thank you.